Hello YouTube, today I'm bringing you a deck profile of my Narukami deck. It's done very well for me actually in the past. I've taken usually top 3, usually first at the local tournaments. Usually I'm going undefeated or 3-1 or whatnot. It's served me pretty well. Probably going to be taking it to regionals once it comes up. Wanted to share it with you. Hope you folks enjoy it. We'll start from the top. I can read 3. For Draconic Kaiser, Vermilion. Not much to say here. Clears out Limit Break, clears out a whole bunch of threats. 11k makes it difficult for your opponent to get over. Great card. Probably the best in the clan. My favorite, anyways. Thunderbreak Dragon. Makes a great backup vanguard, makes a great rear guard, which I'll show you in a bit later. When it comes into play, Counterblast 2, you get to destroy grade 2 or lower. Solid effect. There's a lot of games where I can pull both him and Vermilion off. I'll start with him and then I'll cross ride into Vermilion later, and it works out really well because I get to take out a lot of threats from my opponent and really drain their hand by eliminating their field. So good card. I'm just running 7 grade 3s, which has worked pretty well for me. So moving on to grade 2, we got 4 copies of Thunderstorm Dragoon. Not much to say here. Solid 10k beat stick. Pretty much anything behind him gets him to a magic number. So I'm running him. I run him at max. For Berserker Gerudos, 9k beat stick, has a great effect. If it lands a hit on a Vanguard, I get to flip the damage face up. So if I get to do that after I'm at 4 or 5 damage, it means I'll be able to use Vermilion's effect twice in a game, which is devastating. Very rarely have I pulled off Vermilion's effect twice in a game and lost. So he's great. I get to reactivate Vermilion's ability, and what else can you ask for than limit breaking twice in a game, right? 2 Desert Runner Shiden. I prefer it over the Death Scythe. Even though I have the Gerudos, I feel like having the free ability to stop an interceptor, if, say, right after I use my Vermilion attack, they drop their special interceptor, because they've been saving in hand waiting for Vermilion, I get to drop him, stop the special interceptor, attack for game, which has won me so many games, especially against Gold Paladins who always run the Lions. So he comes out, 9k beat stick, can get up to 15 and 16 in this deck, which is all he needs to get to, and no Death Scythe for me. Instead of the Death Scythe, I'm using 4 copies of Hex Cannon Wyvern. When my opponent's at 3 damage, he gains power. Starting at 8k, he goes up to 11k. So he's sort of like the Photon Bomber Wyvern. The only difference being that he's a grade 2, he can intercept. Pretty much every single card in my deck gets into a magic number. I can put my 4ks behind him, he's a 15 against 10k Vanguard. Put a 6k behind him, and he's a 17. 5k behind him, he's a 16. I can use my triggers as boosters for him, so it's just great. I just get a lot of flexibility, and I get to save cards that I need for specific situations. So I just like the flexibility that he gives me, better than what Death Scythe can bring to the table. At grade 1, we got 4 copies of Desert Runner Orion. Like I said with Shiden, he wins games, stops special interceptors, stops any interceptors. In combination, a turn before I use Vermilion, I can stop their interceptor so that they can't get rid of it early, and try and play around my effect. And I get to push attacks. Or what else do you need? It's great. 3 copies of the Photon Bomber Wyvern. I'm just playing around with this right now. I was running 2. I figure 3 will help me draw it faster for obvious reasons, because 3 is bigger than 2. Extra copies of it will just go behind my photon cannon to make it a 17k column, or I can discard it, or I can use it as a 5k shield, because I only need the one behind my vanguard to make it to turn it into a 10k booster after my opponent's at 3 damage. So I can either hit the 20k mark, 21k mark, or the 25k mark with this card in my vanguard circle. So that's my vanguard's rearguard circle. So that's pretty awesome. Three copies of Dragon Dancer Rai. Since I'm running 3 copies of Thunderbreak Dragon, I thought this seemed to work. You know, I don't find the need to run the 8k booster because I'm not using Breakthrough and I'm not using the Flash Gin. So a 6k is enough to get my 9ks up to 15 against 10k opponents, and my other cards like my Thunderbreak, who's a 10k, my Vermilion, who's an 11k, and my Thunderstorm and my my Cannon, all of them hit the magic numbers. So why not just run a 6k? I was using Helena. I was using 2 and 2, and I decided to switch it up because I want to get the 21k column with my Thunderbreak more often. So 3 perfect guards. I'm not one of those people who says that 3 perfect guards is the best choice. I'm also not one of these people who say 4 perfect guards are the best choice. I'm running 3 because I have 3. I might run 4 if I get 4. Right now I'm running 3. Works great. Never had any problems getting them. So 1 copy of Helena combos nicely with Vermilion, which is probably the first strategy that everyone learned. You get to discard multiple cards. It has a lot of flexibility. I can put it behind any one of my attackers and be able to discard dead cards out of my hand. So great. Moving on to grade 0, my starting Vanguard is Spark Kid. I like it better than the Lizard Soldier. There's not a lot of grade 0s I really want to kill. He can move into the soul more easily, so I can pull off Rai's effect one more time a game. And after I get to grade 3 already, he can pull another attacking rearguard out for me. Because I'm going to want the Thunderbreak Dragons for Rai, or I'm going to want a Vermilion rearguard with a 5k, 6k booster behind it to hit the 16k mark. So this is just great. And of course, if I'm locked at grade 2, he can give me a chance to get my grade 3. I never really have a problem with when his effect doesn't go off. I still get the card in the soul for Rai, so I don't really care if his effect doesn't go off. I clear the space for a better booster like my Photon Bomber or Helena, and he's fine. I don't really care about him only being a 4K though. And I can always put him by an 11 for a 15K column, so he still plays. 4 heal triggers, enough said. 4 draw triggers because you're not running stands and Vermilion, and 5k shield, 5k booster works behind an 11k attacker. For standard crits, not much to say here either. It's a crit. And for Malevolent Djinn, he combos pretty nicely with Vermilion, since he gives a 3k power boost going to the soul. Vermilion gives himself a 2k, that's a 5k new magic number right there, with an extra 5,000. On top of that, fills the soul for Rai if I need to. I've never needed it that bad, but hey, you never know. 4k booster behind 11k is still a 15, so that works out pretty well.
Hey everyone, I wanted to thank you for watching. For more deck profiles, clan analysis, and strategy articles, I encourage you to check out the Team By the Trigger blog. You can find the link in the description below. And if you enjoyed my material, feel free to like, favorite, and subscribe as you see fit. I also wanted to invite you all to come to our weekly Vanguard tournament at Pastimes at 8502 West Gulf Road in Niles, Illinois, right next to the Walmart. It's a great shop. They've been around for a long time. I've myself been going there for playing everything from Yu-Gi-Oh to Magic to Dot Hack Enemy to Shaman King for at least 10 years. I was a judge and player. I played Yu-Gi-Oh there since high school, so it's been a long time. Our tournament is every Saturday at 1 p.m. We generally go until around 4:30 or 5 o'clock, depending on how many people are there. Our player base is kind of small right now. We have a pretty good group of players and a wide variety of decks, so feel free to stop on by, play a few games, and say hi. And if you'd like, I'd be glad to film a match with you if that's what you would like. So thank you all for watching, and until next time.